All right, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this face this year. This year, just a funny way to start. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the mission team, basically. This is Inside Star Citizen Strategic Reserves, but I figured we'd start with this so you guys can just spam stare. This is about Supply or Die, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. It's 11 minutes about Supply or Die, or maybe. So let's see what they have to talk about.
Are you happy with yourself?
Over the moon. Ecstatic with myself.
Their armor was the same with a color difference. There was a mission where we told you to go kill slicer supplies that was the exact same when we told you to go kill frontier fighter supplies.
The data pads I placed around Stanton as well, telling you, giving you hints that maybe something was going on. I think this is a great kind of PSA.
There were data pads?
To read your contracts from now on. Maybe I hid them a little too well. Sorry.
Are you just talking about the contracts, I guess? Yeah. No, rather not read those. Oh, the pads we weren't able to pick up? Did you post them, Kangaroo? All right, I might have missed that one.
By now, you will have realized that the Frontier fighters weren't exactly who they said they were.
Correct.
Or, in other cases, they were exactly who they said they were.
Written narrative, how amazing. Listen, if I noticed data pads on any bodies that I looted, then I would have been like, oh, okay, I see the narrative a lot more. I just missed that completely.
Frontier fighters were specifically designed to show players that we can mess with their morals via this narrative storytelling.
Frontier fighters were the ones who staged the attack on Stanton, posing as slicers to cause an uproar about Pyro, to stage a war on Pyro, to get rid of the criminal gangs that are there.
It was a band of mercenaries led by a woman called Amelia who wanted to start an attack in Stanton to drum up hate for Pyro so that she could get the backing of regular people to go and attack Pyro.
Yeah, smart.
But that also included civilians, and that also included gangs who had no interest in threatening Stanton at all.
Lore via YouTube.
So this was a false flag operation?
Yes, this was a false flag operation.
And you fell for it.
I definitely
fell for it.
I wonder if they put the best... Well, it's arguable which were the best skins. I thought the best skins were Citizens. But Frontier Fighters, I think people like camo stuff. So maybe they wanted to go for the Americans.
They fell for it.
They fell
but
for it.
You named it Maniac after yourself.
I didn't do that. Haddock did that.
Oh, wait, her name's Amelia? So the leader of the Slicers was named after her. That's so fucked. That's funny.
So our next chapter in March is called
That's
Supply
funny.
or Die. This is split into 3 parts of the event. This is where the CFP and the Headhunters are coming off half the heels of the invasion of the Frontier Fighters, and they're trying to resupply and rebuild to continue the efforts of attacking the Frontier Fighters. This event
To continue the effort to attack the Frontier Fighters. Interesting. I thought we pushed them all the way back.
is essentially a one-shot. You have to play it in March, and when the next patch drops after that, you won't be able to play it again or earn rewards. With this narrative arc that we're doing for the rest of this year, we're really trying to build these moments in our history where you as the player will come in and experience it, and then if you was here for it, great. But if you wasn't, you've missed out.
A lot of people have a lot to say about that. It's not about reward FOMO. It's the decision to say that they still call it Alpha 4.0. And that's the problem. There's just like this mixed messaging, right? Of, all right, it's Alpha 4.0. The game's really buggy. We're not adding any new features. But that doesn't mean that they can't do stuff like this. Bro, the game isn't even finished. Exactly. It's a way to say, have you ever gotten like Kickstarter rewards? You know what I mean? So like being there and helping build the game through these things is the reward. Like just stop, let the ego die a little bit here and just go, oh, like I'm being rewarded for participating in the experiences that are going to make the game better. Wow. Instead of being like negative. Oh, I can't believe they would do that when the game is like this. Get out of here with that. Come on, guys. The rewards outside of the Ardor repeaters have been largely pointless. Don't know what we're getting in the next one, but I kind of do. We've seen them in the PTU. They don't seem that exciting. They're not as meaningful as the Ardor repeaters. It's just mostly little things that don't matter. But if you were there, you have that memory of it, and that's all that it's about, right? So I don't get that mentality. That's just me. I think it's totally fine to have these little keepsakes from the moments of these to remember them by. Not that big of a deal.
For this event, there are 6 new locations that we built, one on each of the major planets in Pyro.
And there's definitely an argument for there being too many of these, but given the fact that freight elevators still don't work very well at all, the more the merrier. You might be able to find one that works.
These locations are discoverable by quantum marker, and at these locations you will find these outlaw depots. The difference between an outpost and a depot is that an outpost is generally a lot larger in size. There's various things to do at an outpost. It's like a little community that kind of is in one way or another self-sufficient. A depot is really just an offshoot storage location. So in that sense, it doesn't have all the amenities for a local population or for the player as well. It's more of like an offshoot location in that sense.
Yeah, it's a facility.
The depots see the return of the scavengers, the circus, essentially, that was introduced with the ghost arenas.
So this is not a faction we've seen much about, but it's a faction that we can identify by green text and spray paints on the buildings.
Okay.
So as you go around the environment, you'll see that they've tagged it, and they'll be saying, you can get big money here, and go here, and go here, this is where you buy it. Look out here, take cover here. The location is one that they've taken over, and they've added their unique twist to.
But they haven't taken them over, right? Because they're Xenothreat there.
The outlaw depots, I think, are really cool from a player perspective through the way that it's a location that is really built for the interaction. It provides a lot of cover. It's located in a more convenient, accessible way. It has very clear, distinct sections.
It's green paint,
so that
guys.
helps hopefully.
It's green paint. I don't know what they're doing with the screen or what my monitor is doing, but it's green.
As well for the players to kind of call out where the different people are coming from or where they are located. So it's a high risk, high reward location that is really built for PvP. There is an initial population at the location, so if you're the first there to show up, you might be a little bit careful. If you're gonna land in the middle, might be a little bit hot, but that's
I put my one bit of feedback, they never changed it, I don't think, is I said that you should spawn some ships in the air defending the area, because it does become, I think, way too easy to solo, or just never have a moment of like, oh crap.
That's the right challenge that we're trying to provide for you guys.
One of the first missions requires you to get a commodity called Death Tree, and there's a mission for CFP and Headhunters. This commodity requires you to go to these depots where you have to invest your own money to get this Death Tree and return it to either faction that you decided to go with.
Yep.
Detatrine is a rare plant that they can refine, so the CFP can use it for medical purposes, and the Headhunters can use it for more fun purposes.
Okay. So now you know why each person wants them. Okay.
Elliot came over to the economy area and said, hey, I've got some new missions we're building, and they're a little bit different from some we've done before. So we worked together to come up with a fairly
to create a giant faucet that will put endless money in the game. I am still convinced that the reason they're doing this is because they want to create sinks, but they don't want the community to have incredibly large reasons to complain about them. So if they put endless money into the game to start and then create the sinks, people will complain less. I think they're purposefully trying to just make hyperinflation into the game to make it so it's harder. Elliot says shut up and watch. So maybe they'll talk about it, but I don't understand it. And that is what I'm trying to say right now. Hopefully, I understand it after the next 30 seconds to a minute. Because I always say I'm willing to let them cook, but I don't understand what's going on. Nothing they have done has made sense to me so far. But let's see.
new reward structure specifically for these new missions.
The price of the ships.
The idea as well is that if you've completed this mission series and you've got your reward, you can just keep going. You can sell these commodities in the sandbox world and get quite a big profit margin. But again, your risk is you have to put up your own money, put in your own time, and risk your own life.
Okay.
For the mine.
So we're just arguing that these are risky missions? I'm confused still.
Mission, again, both factions will require you to get two commodities.
Okay.
So they require you to get ice, which can be found on the extremities of the Pyro solar system, so as far out from the sun as you can where it gets colder, or tin.
Not sure if that's true yet. We're really trying as a community to figure out where ice is, and it is not consistent at all. I did some help, so I will state this one. Yeah, I know you did. Like, we're finding it, but you don't even have to verify it with anybody. We've kind of done the work, and it's tough, man. Ice is tough, but ice is beautiful. So let me bring this up real quick. Regolith. And we'll just go here. And we'll go rock types. Rock. Oh, never mind. Regolith is down. Anyway, so I won't be able to show it to you, unfortunately. Regolith seems to be broken right now. But their ice is beautiful. Reason being is take a look at the screen. This is why ice is so good and why it's not that big of a deal that you can't find that many. This is only a 284 mass rock. Look at the amount of SCU it is. So even if you find very little of it, you're going to be able to find a lot of SCU of it. But I'll just let you know, you're looking for a signature of 1660. So when you're scanning, you're looking for 1660 or multiples of 1660. That will have ice in it with 100% guarantee. Okay? That's ice. Then he's going to talk about tin.
Which is found closer to the sun. That can
So tin's found closer to the sun.
Be stolen, bought, or mined and refined yourself. However you wish to get these, they don't care. They just want the commodity.
Also, you can buy them. You could buy, I don't know where you could buy tin off the top of my head, but you can buy pressurized ice at Ruin Station.
And then you'll have a destination where you're asked to drop them off. And last is the salvage mission. The salvage mission is asking for RMC, so that's hull scraping, or construction materials, so that's the actual structural salvage part where you have to fracture the ship.
Yep.
And again, both factions are asking for it, and they both have their own drop-off points. How you get the salvage is, again, up to you. You can kill ships and harvest their core.
The mining bags are not working now. I wish they didn't show that part of the video because it kind of makes it seem like they are.
You could accept the salvage missions and use those ships, or you could just fly about and attempt to find the salvage panels.
Elliot, yell at me to wait. There's missions in Stanton to complete this.
I'm curious how Sid will fuck up this event.
For copper and something else. Corundum.
The event is both PvP and PvE. It takes place in Pyro, so you've always got to have your wits about you.
I'm assuming that changed
Desitrine one
since this?
that takes place at the outposts will have more of a PvP element because it's going to have more reward for people who are PvPing. The mining and salvage one are introduced for more industrial players, more PvE. There's not much you really need to do here PvP-wise, but again, you're in...
Okay, so yeah, so this is before Elliot modified things a little bit. So that means that those missions are going to stay, which is cool. The mining side or commodity trading side can be done in Stanton. You bring it to the Pyro gate. So if you don't want to be in Pyro and you don't want to deal with as much crap at locations like these, you don't have to. So stop complaining.
Pyro, keep your wits about you, because you never know who's going to turn up.
The thing that's unusual about these missions is that they're designed to encourage group play. There's nothing stopping you doing it solo. You can absolutely do it solo, although obviously in Pyro you have to take appropriate precautions if you're playing solo.
That's been the coolest thing I've noticed about these so far. They are designed for group play, and I don't know how much group play will happen at Star Citizen, but they're designed really, really well from that perspective. In my experience, I think it's going to be really fun. You take a mission together, and you can have a group of people completing it together. And then, yeah, I think they'll get to it, so I'm just going to let it cook.
But each of these missions, if you can get together a group of friends to help out, you will probably find that it will be more successful.
Did you unfix that terrible fix that you did last patch?
The initial design of EVR has been fairly successful, but it definitely has areas it needs to be improved with, and one of those areas is enabling group play instead of suppressing group play. And the design intention is to move away from reward splitting.
The money splits, I don't know if they're going to say this. I'm sure they are. The money splits, but they're going to this point system in order to complete the rewards. The points don't. So if you have 20 people in your group and you're doing the small mission, everyone gets 49 points. It's awesome.
So with that in mind, we're taking steps towards that, and these missions and the way that the rewards are structured for these missions is a good indication of that design intention.
I think it's
so
great.
With all this, the mission reward system is changing, right?
The rewards that you will get will scale with the size of the group that we expect for each mission. So the small missions are designed for solo players, the medium missions are designed for around 4 to 5 to 6 players, and the large missions are designed for 10 and above players. And in subsequent patches, the rewards will scale dynamically to the group that you have. And
that's the key one right there. If he didn't say what he just said, then it wouldn't make sense. Because you get the, like, Dead Train, man. You get on a dead server and you grab the biggest one and you just farm it and you just make print endless money. I don't give a shit about hyperinflation in Alpha 4.0.2. It literally doesn't matter. But scaling to your party size is a kind of an interesting thing. So, okay.
Depending on the mission type that you're doing, whether it's the salvage or the mining or the datatrine, your rewards will scale accordingly. Bear in mind that for the datatrine missions, you have to put up the money to buy the commodity, and you will be rewarded enough to compensate you for what you've bought and a little bit extra.
There's a profit.
The other thing to bear in mind is that all of these missions have a secondary reward mechanic, which is that you are working to get tickets so that you can get the unique rewards, which you can only get during this mission, during this month, and then they will never be offered again.
It's like the redemption at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. But you could hold on to those tickets, right, Jared? Like, I remember when I was a kid, kids would, like, bring tickets in with them that they held, and then they would go to another birthday party and they would have more tickets, and then they would get the cool stuff. And I was just like, oh, damn, I wasn't that smart.
I don't understand the reference, but okay.
Americans assume everybody is American.
I'm an American lost in Britain.
Why does this matter? With our plans for this whole year of more of a content-driven release.
So is it an event vendor? No. They're just calling them tickets. You essentially just get points. In your journal, there will be you have 49 out of however many points. I can't remember each one. There are 3 levels. There's the low level, mid level, and high level. And then there's 3 different rewards. So as you accumulate points, you don't spend them. They just accumulate. And you're trying to get to a little each number basically. And they just save up through the process.
And more of a narrative storyline, as Dave previously talked about with the A and B stories. The idea is that these missions will tie into that. The side that you choose to work with will have a lasting impact. The choices you make will define the universe that you live in. And the really cool thing about Supply or Die.
Oh. Fuck yeah, dude. Those look so good.
Is because of the 3 different mission types we offer you, you can get all of the rewards without ever firing a shot. And that's really exciting.
Hell yeah. Nice.
And as one chapter of the continuing fight for Pyro closes, another begins with Alpha 402 Supply or Die. But if you didn't get a chance to finish the February missions, we've extended them through to the end of March. So there's still time to choose your allegiances and secure the future that Pyro deserves.
Hey, okay, cool. So until the end of March. You got all the way to the end of March to get to this point. That's sweet. Nice.
For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people.
No, you don't get the ship. You get the skins for those ships. If you don't have those ships, you don't get the skins.
In process of game development.
Oh, wait, man. Insert everyone complaining that they won't use those skins because they don't fly the Vulture, the Prospector, or the Fortune. Right? Don't care. Okay.
With you, and we'll see you all here next week on Star Citizen Live.
All right, that was good. Okay, he's still not doing the end of the show stuff anymore. I'm just gonna say it. That was a way better episode than I thought there was gonna be. There's a gun reward too. I guess we didn't see the gun in the thing. You get the rewards even if you don't have the ships. That's not what I was saying. Did that come off the wrong way? That's not that's not at all what I was saying. It's people are going to get mad that they get a skin for a ship that they don't use. Sorry. That's what I was trying to say. Nobody's leaking. It's literally in the PTU. You can complete the missions now. You just don't see the rewards, but they tell you what they are on the UI. It's a shotgun. Yeah. That's right. So that's what we're working for. But my bad. Yeah, if that's how it came off, that's not what I was going for. But that was a really good episode. I'm more excited for the event now than I thought I was going to be because the skins are super cool. And I'm going to go the mining and salvaging route. I'm going to go the route that you never shoot a gun. But I think I will jump in and do some of the Dedatrine just to do it. But I am definitely going to go the mining route. I'm not going to do the cargo hauling route. I think it's safe to assume that people are going to rush and do the hauling side. For hauling mission, do you need a lot of money? No. For the Dedatrine one, yes. But for the side that is like copper, corundum, tin, or ice, those are all the lowest level materials, and they're under 1,000 credits per SCU, so it shouldn't be too big of an investment. 18 mil investment for the large mission is what Churchill says, and then it's a 25 million reward. So yeah, what are you getting? 7 million or something off of that. But yeah, 8 million, I think. So not bad. Supply of copper and conundrum is pretty high too. It's like 15k SCU. But don't be surprised if those disappear quickly. I'm going to be under the assumption that they're going to disappear, and it's going to be kind of tough to get. All you got is 1 mil. You can do ice and tin almost for sure with 1 mil. The Dead-A-Train's going to be tough, but if you complete the missions, you'll make a lot of money. So there's that. I forgot. I think it's 11 missions of the big one, and then 30 plus of the small ones, and then somewhere in between for the middle ones. There's a guide on one of my most recent weekend reviews. Somebody posted a Reddit guide, community update, community reward, things like that. Oh, it's 24 mil reward. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, so it should be a fun event, and I think this is one we'll be able to do at our own pace a little bit more easily if you just don't involve Dead-A-Train. So if Prospector Bag issue is still around, what Prospector Bag issue? I don't have any issues. I don't know if you need to complete save Pyro for their fight for Pyro. That's a good question. I couldn't tell. I don't think so, though, because in the PTU, I had both mission types available. So I think the answer is no to that question. But we'll only know when it happens. But I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be fun. Out of all the ones that have come up so far, it's the one that's most geared towards my gameplay. So we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty excited for it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. And that's where I'll leave it.